last 24 hours. Powered by Yiddish24, provided to you by The Click.
Good morning, today is Monday, Parshas Tetzaveh, Vuv Uda Tuvshin Pai Vuv on Edge. Tomorrow Zayin Uda. Moshe Rabbeinu is Yutzat. My name is Gershy Schwarcz and I'm your host on Edge. A massive snow blizzard is hitting New York and New Jersey today. Well, obviously I'm buried in the snow, so I'm bringing you the news from here. They say up to 2 feet of snow with very strong winds. The snow started falling last night. Well, 7 inches. We got 11 inches, I think, and it's dropping several inches every single hour. So now, I don't know where it's up to. Wind gusts are reaching 60 miles an hour, making it very, very hard to see outside. So do not go unless you need to. Airlines cancelled over 13,000 flights at local airports like JFK, LaGuardia, and Newark. The highest snowfall is in Lakewood, New Jersey. Toms River, Jackson. Yes. The click is there. Lakewood is getting hit the hardest. It might get up to 24 inches of snow. Staten Island and Brooklyn are also getting close to 2 feet. The 57th governor of New Jersey, Mikey Sherrill, and also the 112th New York City Mayor, Zohran Mamdani, declared a state of emergency. That means the curfews and strict no driving rules outside can take effect. I mean, they can enforce it. Mamdani is trying to look good, prepared, because his response in the last snowstorm in January was a disaster, the city that never sweeps. During that storm, huge piles of snow and garbage were left blocking the streets for weeks. Well, up until now. To fix the problem this time, Mamdani asked New Yorkers to sign up as emergency snow shovelers. With no snowplows, he said, we don't need snowplow, we want to do it the old-fashioned way to clear up the roads. But there's a strict rule. To get the shoveling job, a person must show up with 2 original forms of identification, a social security card and 2 photo IDs. I guess getting a shoveling job is a matter of national security, but voter ID laws are not, according to him, because it is not fair to ask people to show a simple ID in order to vote in elections, but for snow shoveling. But if you want to hold a shovel to move some snow in New York City, you have to bring a whole stack of government papers to prove who you are. But you don't have to prove who you are with Lucky Baby. Lucky Baby is a company that has been selling carriages for close to 36 years now in Antwerp. Well, here in the United States. For the very first time, the new Noah Periculus carriage it has a combination of luxury and comfort and travel all in one. It's a bassinet that you can fold with one hand. A bassinet. A whole sturdy, good bassinet. You can see on the picture myself in the video how I lift and extend the carriage up and down. I can also adjust it. Lots of different good features to it. It's a great carriage, a luxury, like I said, luxury and comfort. Order yours now, okay? 845-951-1600. Or you can go to luckybaby.be for Belgium, or shop at luckybaby.be for an email. The Noah Periculus carriage. Okay, let's get right to it. The Mexican army killed the leader of the country's most dangerous drug gang on Sunday. Yesterday, the military raided a town in western Mexico and killed a man known as Al Mencho. He wasn't such a mensch. He was the boss of the Jalisco New Generational Cartel, a massive criminal group that sends fentanyl into America. Reports say a new United States military task force helped the Mexican army find him by sharing secret tracking information using AI like Claude. I'm joking, we'll hear about it real soon. The Claude and AI with the Pentagon. Tsuras. During the raid, soldiers got into a heavy shootout. 4 gang members died at the scene and the boss died from his injuries. A total of 62 people were killed during this security operation. Right now, the streets of Mexico are in total chaos. Yes, the cartel is taking violent revenge for the death of their leader. Armed men are using burning cars and trucks to block dozens of major highways. They are also setting fire to banks, gas stations, and supermarkets across several states in Mexico. Thick black smoke is covering the sky over popular tourist cities. Because of the danger, airlines have cancelled flights into the area and public schools are closed today. The president of Mexico, Mrs. Sheinbaum, is asking citizens to stay calm. Meanwhile, the United States Embassy issued a strict warning telling all American citizens to stay indoors and lock their doors until the area is safe. People who are there on vacation are stuck and have reported that they have nowhere to go. Let's talk about where you have you have nowhere to go when you don't have your operations in order. Kleeger is a place to go. www.kleeger, that's KLEEGR.com. Now, it's a great investment because you spend hundreds, if not thousands of dollars a month on subscriptions to different softwares and things that keep you intact, like communication. I'm not even going to go into it. You're going to save yourself a bunch of money. Just call Kleeger on the number. There's 845-335-3343. Remember to mention on Edge for a good discount. Now, yes, it's an investment to set it up, obviously. They do charge a setup fee, which is very normal. You get a break if you mention on Edge, obviously, a discount. But here is the deal. There's no limit on users, the amount of users you can have. And you know what I mean when I'm talking about software for businesses. Anyway, call them, find out what they do. It's great. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un just won the election. He was re-elected to be the supreme leader again in his country. I guess he was voted in very fairly, right? Yeah, on Sunday, yesterday, the election happened yesterday. During a massive government meeting, party members voted Kim as their general secretary. He praised him for expanding the country's nuclear weapons and building a stronger military. He has held this top position for years now. How many years? I don't know. And the group, since his father died. And the group holds this vote every 5 years to make it official. Yeah. As they say. Tomorrow marks exactly 4 years since Russia, well, maybe Russia will hold an election and vote Putin in again, since Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine. Yes, 4 years. I remember sitting on this very chair reporting that today marks 3 years after the war. I've been sitting here for almost a year, my friends. After thousands of deaths and billions of dollars spent. Well, I've been saying the news in Yiddish. Just so you know, my Yiddish channel is the biggest channel out there in Yiddish news. Close to 50,000 people a day on Yiddish24. The English is news, so yeah. And with your help, we'll grow it, okay? So subscribe, like, share it with your friends. Those who don't know, On Edge News. It's available on YouTube. All right. After thousands of deaths and billions of dollars spent, the war is still going on. I meant On Edge News in English. The United States spent the last year trying to force a peace deal. President Donald J. Trump recently organized meetings between the two sides to stop the war, but the talks are failing. Ukraine refuses to give up any land, and Russia refuses to leave the area it already controls. Also, Russia just launched another massive attack. Over the weekend, the Russian military fired almost 300 drones and 50 missiles at cities across Ukraine. They aimed directly for the country's power grid. The strikes hit power plants and electrical stations, starting huge fires. In the capital city of Kiev, the attacks destroyed homes and killed at least one person, a civilian. Emergency workers had to dig 8 people out from under the broken buildings, including a young child. Right now, many parts of the country have no electricity, and the winter weather is dropping below zero. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky, he's Jewish by the way, said the attack proves the Russian government does not take diplomacy seriously. Let's talk about if you're taking your diplomacy seriously. Diplomacy is a form of, showing appreciation. So you have to Hakol Bakol by sending nice gifts and Shloch Munas on Purim to your co-workers and to your colleagues and to people you've worked with or anyone else. Wine & Co is the place to go. You can still call, I know last minute before Purim, but now is the time to call 845-306-1204. They have a beautiful selection of different types of Mishloach Munas and chocolates and wine, luxury, beautifully engraved, your logos embossed wherever you want. Call them on 845-306-1204 or go on to www.wandcogifts, that's WANDCOGIFTS.com or wineandco2@gmail.com. Okay, the link is in the description below for the WhatsApp. Reports say Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, the supreme leader of Iran, set up a strict chain of command to make sure his government survives if he is assassinated. Well, he's preparing for something, I guess. He put a trusted politician named Ali Larijani in charge of running the country and managing the crisis if a war breaks out. Well, if he doesn't get killed first, I guess. Khamenei also ordered every top military and political official in Iran to write down a list of 4 people who can take over their jobs if they die, if they get killed. The reports say Iranian leaders, I think these 4 people who they write down might also have to write down another 4 people they trust. So it's going to get big, the list, and there's room for people, I guess. The Mossad is probably looking into options. The reports say Iranian leaders think an American attack is going to happen very soon, and they have put their military on the highest level of alert. A top Israeli security official says the American military is now fully ready to strike, and the final decision is up to the White House. The official said the attack plan gives the Ayatollah a chance to back down before his government totally collapse. But the Pentagon is warning President Trump about the dangers. Top American generals say a long war with Iran could cost many lives and stretch the military too thin. The United States and Iran are going to have more peace talks on this Thursday in Geneva, in Switzerland. President Donald J. Trump gave the Islamic regime a strict deadline of 10 to 15 days to sign a new nuclear deal. He warned that if they do not agree, the American military will launch strikes against them. Former South Carolina governor and now the 29th United States ambassador to the UN, United Nations, Nikki Haley, said today that diplomacy will never work. She said the Iranian leaders will always lie and cheat. She's asking the president to launch a fast surgical strike right now to permanently weaken the regime. Right now, the United States has 4 aircraft carrier strike groups surrounding the Middle East. Military experts say this is the biggest buildup of American forces in the region since 2003. To add to this, the USS Gerald R. Ford aircraft carrier just arrived in a military base in Greece to support the mission. Because of the danger, major oil companies are now telling their workers to cancel all non-essential travel to 6 different countries in the Gulf region. Iranian leaders say they are willing to make some compromises on their nuclear program. But at the same time, satellite pictures show the country is building thick concrete shields around its military bases to prepare for an attack. Israel's also getting ready for a wider war. The health ministry just opened a massive underground emergency hospital in Tel Aviv that can handle 200 patients at once. Moving over to the streets of Iran. Huge anti-government protests are breaking out across Iran once again. Now, college students in Tehran and other cities are also demonstrating against the Islamic regime. The crowds are gathering to mark 40 days since government forces killed thousands of citizens during the last round of protests. According to Trump, that's 32,000 people. Now, the regime is holding trials and sentencing people to death. President Trump previously warned the leaders of Iran that if they execute these individuals, now 900 individuals, the United States will attack without waiting for any negotiations. Moving over to Gaza. The American investor and Trump's envoy to the Middle East, Steve Witkoff, announced a massive plan to rebuild the area. The United States is giving $10 billion for new housing and transit. Witkoff says they will clear and demolish the ruined areas and get Gaza ready for a total rebirth. And finally, maybe next Pesach in Gaza. And finally, the Caribbean Sea. The American military destroyed a boat run by the dangerous declared terrorist organization today, the cartels. The United States Southern Command said the boat was moving through a known drug smuggling route. The military fired on the boat and killed 3 terrorists. No American soldiers were hurt in the process. Ayatollah Khamenei is looking for 4 guys to take over if things go south, right? But with the Arbarichos, 4 U.S. aircraft carriers sitting outside, those jobs might go on to the next hit list. So be careful when you're sending your resumes, I would tell them. A 21-year-old man from North Carolina is dead after he brought a shotgun and a gas can to Donald Trump's Mar-a-Lago property. The incident happened early Sunday morning, yesterday. Austin Tucker Martin drove through the North Gate just as another car was leaving. President Trump wasn't home at the time. He was in Washington, obviously. Secret Service agents and local police stopped the man and told him to drop what he was holding. Sheriff Rick Bradshaw said Martin put down the gas can, but he raised the shotgun to shoot. The officers then fired their weapons and killed him. Martin's family had reported him missing over the weekend. His cousin told reporters that the entire family strongly supports President Trump. Relatives also said the young man was very quiet and was usually against guns. Reports say Martin drove down to Florida on Saturday and bought the shotgun on his way. And he had recently become obsessed with the court files about the disgraced financier Jeffrey Epstein. He even sent a text message to a co-worker saying he wanted to raise awareness about the files. So the White House press secretary Caroline Leavitt released a statement saying, Trump hasn't said anything so far, but she said the Secret Service acted quickly to stop a crazy person. The FBI is now investigating exactly why he went there. Well, word to the wise, showing up to the president's house with a gas can at 1:30 in the morning is a terrible way to ask for a tour, I would say. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth ordered the head of the AI company Anthropic to come to the Pentagon immediately. Sources say this will not be a friendly meeting over a cup of coffee. The military uses an AI system called Claude for secret defense work. It is the only AI model they have in their classified systems right now. But the Pentagon is furious because the company refuses to remove its safety rules. The company says they want to block 2 major things. They do not want the AI used to spy on Americans, and they also do not want it used for weapons that fire without a human involved. The Pentagon says it is too dangerous and too strict. They want to use the AI for anything they want, any purpose. We don't usually report sports on Edge, but President Trump posted a funny picture of an American bald eagle attacking a Canadian goose. We will show it soon. We had to find out what it was all about. It turns out the American men's hockey team beat Canada to win the Olympic gold medal in Italy. They won the final game 2-1 in overtime. This is a big win because the U.S. men's team has not won a gold medal since the famous Miracle on Ice in 1980. Right after the game, President Trump called the players in their locker room on phone to say congratulations. He invited the whole entire team to fly into Washington this Tuesday to be his guests of honor. That's tomorrow at the State of the Union speech. Yes, my friends, this is happening. He even offered to send a military plane to pick them up so they don't have to worry about the weather. The White House posted a picture of the American bald eagle attacking the Canadian goose. They made sure to include Trudeau's post from last year where he said, "You can't take our country. And you can't take our game." Later, Trump posted an AI-generated video of himself playing hockey against Trudeau and knocking him to the floor. It is very funny what Donald J. Trump does in our country. 14 Arab countries are very angry with Mike Huckabee, the American ambassador to Israel. Last week, Ambassador Mike Huckabee did an interview with Tucker Carlson in the Tel Aviv airport where Tucker claimed he was detained. Tucker Carlson asked him, "Where is that land? Because according to the Torah, in Bereshis, Hashem promised Eretz Yisrael to the Yidden. And this is a land stretching from the Nile River in Egypt all the way to Iraq and Iran, which is with Lashon Haras, which is almost the entire Middle East. Like it says in the Pusik, in Bereshis, Bayom Hahi kuras Hashem es Avram bris laimoy lazarach nusati es huudetz hazois min nahar Mitzrayim ad nahar Agudel nahar Peros." So steht. So Tucker asked if he believes that the Jewish people have a right to most of the Middle East. Tucker asked if the Jews have a right to take all of that land today. The ambassador answered, "It would be fine if they took it all." He quickly added that they are not actually trying to take over those countries, so those other countries. He defended himself, saying that right now, Israel just wants to protect the land it already holds. Even so, countries like Saudi Arabia, Egypt and Jordan put out angry messages over the weekend, calling the comments dangerous. On Sunday, the American embassy put out a statement saying people misunderstood, took out of context what the ambassador meant, and that American policy has never changed. A typical Tucker Carlson funded by Qatar story. The longest nursing strike in New York City history is officially over. Over the weekend, more than 4,000 nurses at the New York Presbyterian Hospital, which I mentioned a few times here on Edge, voted to accept a new 3-year work contract. They've been on strike for 41 days. Almost longer than the government shutdown, I'm kidding. Other major hospitals in the city made deals with their co-workers earlier this month, but the staff at New York Presbyterian refused to sign until they received better guarantees. The new agreement includes a 12% pay raise over the next 3 years. It also forces the hospital to hire more people and set strict rules on how artificial intelligence can be used. During the 6-week walkout, the hospital paid thousands of dollars a week to bring in temporary help from other states. The regular staff is expected to start returning to work this week. A listener sent a message asking for an update on the Nancy Guthrie story. So, unfortunately, there is nothing more to report. Authorities do not have a suspect yet. They have a glove so far, and it's in DNA testing. They do not know if it was a break-in or a kidnapping. They do not know what happened to Nancy Guthrie. She is an 84-year-old woman that disappeared from a house, those who don't know, more than 3 weeks ago. Volunteers have joined the search teams and are trying to help by canvassing the neighborhood there. If there is any more news, we will update you as soon as possible. If I don't update you, that means I have no news about that, right? And another listener has called in to make sure that I listen to the messages that he left. He even tested me saying, "I don't know if you're listening to this message, but if you are listening to the message, please let me know." So here it is. I'm letting you know. And I want to mention all of your names, but I'm not sure if you allow your names to be mentioned. I would mention your names if you tell me to. Like I said, I mentioned before, 845-951-1600 is the number to order your new Noah Periculous carriage in time for Pesach. Yes, you can still have that. And if you are Klieg, go to Klieger.com. That's KLEEGR.com. Find out more how this can change your business. And let's not forget Wine & Co., of course, to make your order right now. Look at the number below in the description. That's 845-306-1204. All right, now, you can check out the new catalog on the website on wancogifts.com. All right, now, let's talk about protobytes. If you want to build a system, the number is 347-354-1237. And, of course, YS Capital Group, 718-831-2168. The answer is always yes to get your investment loans, sorted. And Arrive Express, thank you so much for being a sponsor, 845 622-1111 and 845-254-1111. With that, my friends, have a wonderful day, and we'll see each other again next time.
Your daily report of the news of the last 24 hours, powered by Yiddish24, provided to you by The Click.